Hey guys, this is Camfree15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another video for you guys and a first video for you guys, and I'm actually reviewing a Pokemon video game. Well, just a video game in general, because I typically do not talk about I talk about Pokemon on the channel. I've been doing movie reviews of the anime as of late. I typically don't talk video games here on the channel at all, if neither and stuff like that. Well, hey, I wanted to give my thoughts on the most recent Pokemon game because I actually do play the Pokemon games. Because I get a blast and a joy out of playing them. So obviously, let me go get it. Obviously, the most recent Pokemon game that has came out a few weeks ago is this game. If my freaking, I guess, yeah, this Pokemon Legends Arceus. I guess my camera's too my thing's too bright. How about that? Better? I don't know. Whatever. Pokemon Legends Arceus. This game that came out in January, and I'm here to do a review on the game and give my thoughts on it. Now, will I dive into spoilers? Yes, a little bit. Probably near the tail end of the review, so I'll make sure to update you guys when I'm talking. I'm going to talk about potentially some story spoilers and stuff like that. And yeah, but Pokemon Legends Arceus. Let me just say this was a very unique game to the franchise because for a majority of the time, Pokemon has been your typical same RPG game where you go, where you're in a new region or an old region in terms of remakes. And you freaking go around, get your starter Pokemon, you go around the region, you defeat the gym leaders, and you go to the Pokemon League, defeat the champion to become the Pokemon League champion. And typically that's in the post game could either be some little side story and you catch a legendary Pokemon. Typically that's been the formula for Pokemon the last many years. Well, ever since the existence of the games. And here in Pokemon Legends Arceus, well, Game Freak finally decided to take a different approach. Pokemon Legends Arceus was obviously created in a way to continue on the Gen 4 remake hype because Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl came out, and boy, did they do a great job, huh? Yeah. Clearly, as you can see, I'm not fans of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. If you ask me, I think they're honest to God half-assed remakes. This is what I thought we would be getting a remake in for Gen 4. Complete 3D. But no, we don't get it. And then 2, it's Diamond and Pearl. We know the best Sinnoh Pokemon game, and that's Pokemon Platinum. But honestly, Pokemon Legends might just have beaten Pokemon Platinum as the best Pokemon Sinnoh game for Generation 4. But anyways, Pokemon Legends Arceus essentially puts you in the roles of playing as a character in, well, ancient Sinnoh, I guess you can say that is called, before what the Sinnoh region was called, Hisui. And essentially you have to, well, like the title says, catch them all in the Pokemon, as well as find out the history and lore behind the Pokemon Arceus and stuff like that in the thing, like that in the game. So let me start off with some things. The music in the game I thought was great. There are some nice ambient musical tones in this that plays some tones from the main series Generation 4 games that you remember, like for example the Spear Pillar theme or Mount Coronet theme, Eterna Forest, you know, some route themes here and there when you're out in the wild. You know, the main town is called Jubilife City or Jubilife Village, and the more you get farther in your journey, the more the song starts to play what Jubilife City theme is, which I thought was a nice add-on track, and I'm always loving to hum to it. The music, aka, again, really good with Pokemon games. Some of the best soundtracks. Honestly, if you ask me, one of the better soundtracks in Pokemon games. But Pokemon tends to have pretty good soundtracks and stuff like that. So yeah, and everything. The visuals and the graphics of the game look look really good. I like it. Is it the best? No, it isn't the best, but it still looks damn good for this Pokemon game. It definitely feels a lot more lush and compacted than say the wild area in Pokemon Sword and Shield, which made it feel like it was a barren wasteland, and stuff like that. And I just loved how in these wild areas there was a lot of life and stuff like that. I think the Pokemon look really good. Their models, the models were actually built up from the ground design. They actually redid the models for the Pokemon. Pretty damn cool, nice, and everything. So, yeah. Gameplay wise, I will say this: the gameplay is different, but at the same time, like Pokemon, and that's what is so addicting about this game. The gameplay is addicting. Anyways, essentially the gameplay takes elements from the main series games with the aspects of, well, I guess you can say Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee and just Pokemon Go all in all. Essentially, like I said earlier, you have to catch Pokemon, and essentially you can catch Pokemon that are out there in the wild. All essentially you do is with your Pokeball icon, you're able to throw Pokeballs at the Pokemon and catch them. Now, not all the times they'll stay in the balls, but they'll sometimes they will, and you catch them and everything, and you get experience for that. You obviously get these different tasks for the Pokedex that you have to do to complete these Pokedex entries for Pokemon you capture in the game. And there is a total of 242 Pokemon in the Hisuian Pokedex that you have to complete, and stuff like that. And yeah, I think it was something pretty unique, and it keeps players invested and stuff like that. But also, too, you can battle Pokemon as well, like it's a regular Pokemon battle. So if you want to fit your Pokemon against wild Pokemon, well, you can just throw your Pokeball or your Pokeball out there, and well, be able to be able to battle them. Now the Pokemon have different, the one thing that I thought was unique for the Pokemon, especially the wild ones, is that they have kind of unique traits to do. Some unique traits can consist of certain types of Pokemon just running. For example, Starly just runs if you see it and you're running. Shinx, for example, because they did this in the tutorial of the game, is one of the Pokemons that will attack you, and until you essentially get away far from it, it will continue to attack you, which you can actually die in this game and black out. And guess what? The repercussions are even worse than in the main series game, where if you black out in the main series game, you lose Poke Dollars. And here, you can lose a bunch of different items, whether it's crafting or valuable items like different evolutionary stones or different things and stuff like that. Even Pokeballs and stuff like that, and healing items and stuff like that, which essentially, as a player, it makes you understand, okay, you got to be very careful when you take on some of these Pokemon and stuff like that. And then obviously, the last type of Pokemon you can see come across is Pokemon that are just kind of neutral. They'll just follow you where you go, and they'll look at you if they see you, and they'll expect to be caught. There's also a new introduction to Pokemon. These Pokemon are in the form of Alpha Pokemon, which are essentially Pokemon that are bigger than what they typically look like if you see them in the overworld. And essentially they are at a high level, and they show off very powerful attacks that if you do not come prepared to fight these things, they will wreck your team. But what do I know? Typically, they will put your team in a serious hassle in terms of, I'm like in terms of well, what can I say? How you operate. So you have to be very careful when you fight these alpha Pokemon. You can beat them for more experience, or you can catch them to fill up your Pokedex and stuff like that. And there's many different varieties of, well, Pokemon, of these alpha Pokemon and stuff like that. And I highly request you try your challenge and catch them out. Enough to go with the thing the game is the fact that the overworlds. I thought the overworlds were definitely some of the best parts of the game. I know when I first boot up the game, I wanted to adventure everywhere, and stuff like that, which also insensitizes, what Pokemon you see in the overworld and what Pokemon you want to catch. I couldn't tell you how many times I would be in one area spending all these different hours and minutes and stuff like that, just observing, the overworld in this just free world area. Truly, it was great and stuff like that. And I do like the fact that it was really wide open and you could do whatever you want. Some of these places and some of these maps obviously has locations that in the Sinnoh region, in modern day Sinnoh, you obviously know they just haven't been yet created and stuff like that. Which I also just wanted to say, I did do like a comparison of the Hisui map to the Sinnoh map, to the modern day Sinnoh map, and yeah, Sinnoh does a lot of different advances later on in the present day compared to Hisui and stuff like that. So yeah. But I just found myself in these overworlds for hours and hours and hours. Anyways, yeah, like I said, I already spoke about the Pokedex. You need to catch Pokemon to fill your Pokedex and complete their Pokedex entries with the certain tasks that they let you do. In other words, when I say this, for example, what is it, Rowlet? Like one of his tasks is, use Leaf Edge like almost 40 times, and you complete the Pokedex entry and you talk to professor to update your Pokedex task. And, if you complete it, well, then you don't really have to do most of the task again and everything. And it's completed and stuff like that, which again is pretty dang cool. There's various different types of Pokemon and stuff like that. Pokemon you've seen from the past, and even Pokemon from the past given new evolutions or new looks that were all pretty unique in their own, ways. For example, getting to understand the fact that, well, Ursaring has a new evolution in Ursaluna was pretty damn dope. It gave, Ursaring a unique form. And it would make sense that some Pokemon would have unique forms in the past compared to the present. Obviously, things go extinct and times change over time, things change and stuff like that. And animals obviously adjust to, well, the surroundings around it and stuff like that. A feature they brought in from the main series Pokemon game, Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon, was the ride Pokemon feature. Now, if you played those games, the ride Pokemon feature was where you would have essentially a Pokemon you can call upon to help you essentially in any cases where you as the main character couldn't go somewhere or do anything and stuff like that. And I loved it in Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon, and they bring that thing back in this game, and I loved it 10 times more than how they did it in Sun and Moon. As in Sun and Moon, you're relegated to short routes and everything and just progressive areas in an open world environment. Having the access of using a Weird Deer or a Basculegion and a bunch of other things like a Braviary and stuff like that, as ride Pokemon, they were really freaking good. And I definitely did like how they were all utilized in this game. It definitely makes them a lot more interesting. It further insensitizes the fact that, ride Pokemon need to be a consistent theme in the games for Pokemon going forward. One of the best things in Sun and Moon to take away with it, because it got rid of the HMs. And here, well, guess what? They're utilized greatly. Another thing I loved about this game is the fact that when it comes to Pokemon moves, you actually can relearn Pokemon moves that a Pokemon's already learned, and you can interchangeable thing, and you don't need to do it where you have to get this certain item like you do in the main series game to have your Pokemon remember said move. You can just go into your menu, click said Pokemon, choose move or do a different move, and you actually, and the Pokemon can actually learn there. You don't have to go to like a move relearner or a move deleter to do those. So I hope whenever Gen 9 comes, they keep that thing there too, because it saves a lot more time and it makes things better for the player insensitive, so they don't have to fly back to said city and go to the move reminder and say like, hey, I want to remember this move. And then you have to pay like either a heart scale or some other currency form to do it. and stuff like that. So yeah. Um Surprisingly, too, one last thing I guess I gotta say before speaking about no more spoilers. I guess from what I'm thinking of, um, I guess I can say, is the standpoint that, Jesus, I had it in my mind and then I just forgot it, man. Oh, there is Pokemon battles in this game. There is Pokemon battles in this game. But the thing with Pokemon battles in this game with other trainers, it's very rare because this game morally insensitizes you to catch Pokemon and everything. There's truly not battles, but there's battles here and there. And mind you, this leads into the next point. This game is difficult and I love it. Um, when I mean, Pokemon actually on your team will die, even though if you're like 10 times, you have levels 10 or 20 times higher than another Pokemon, they will still do significant damage to your Pokemon and it will actually hurt. And you can actually be put into a jam and everything. So yeah, I definitely did love the increased difficulty. Also, the last thing before I get out of here, or before I talk about at least spoilers, is the one important part of the story is essentially quelling these ancient Pokemon are these noble Pokemon. And essentially, these are kind of the boss battles of the game. There's various different noble Pokemon boss battles. And some of them range from easy to some of them actually range from damn near challenging to where it's like you end up dying and you have to restart the battle all over again. In some cases, you can continue to pick up where you last left in the Pokemon boss battle, but I thought it was a nice breath of fresh air, which essentially had players essentially be like, okay, this isn't strictly about Pokemon battling everything. We're actually having a different element to this. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And like I said, some of the noble Pokemon battles were actually pretty damn difficult. And there's just few times I actually did die and I, lost in those Pokemon noble fights, which goes again to show you how good this game truly is and stuff like that. But you know, that's kind of it for my thoughts on Pokemon Legends Arceus. I don't think there's nothing else to say. There is a customizable option feature, and two, you do make money. Oh, you do make money off of catching Pokemon. And I forgot to mention, one of the biggest aspects too in this game is the crafting element. Again, something completely brand new brought to the fold, and definitely fitting for this time period of crafting like Pokeballs, medicines, and stuff like that was pretty cool. I enjoyed crafting weapons and stuff like that, or crafting Pokeballs and medicine and stuff like that, because then it insensitizes you when you're on the wild, search for resources, not as well as searching for Pokemon. That was pretty cool. Now you can go to the store in this game and buy it with your own currency, but it's more than likely more insensitized that you craft things because it saves you money. And you freaking can make items free of charge, which I definitely did like. So thank goodness, thank goodness I remember that and stuff like that. But other than that, that's kind of it. So I'm just speaking the spoilers, so click off the video and stuff like that, or skip ahead a bit if you haven't played the game. So yeah. But I definitely did like the main story of the game. I thought it was pretty cool and pretty unique, even if it's a little bit of having to do with the Diamond and Pearl story fused into this. And I will say this game, Pokemon Legends Arceus, is the platinum of this version. It is the Pokemon Platinum, the third, Sinnoh game in this grouping for the Regen 4 remakes. But essentially what happens is your main character is either Lucas or Dawn from the present, gets sent back in time thanks to Arceus to seek out all Pokemon and everything, and essentially, well, like I said in earlier in the video, catch them all and stuff like that, and you have to seek them out. Come across the way, you have to freaking interact with characters like Rowan's freaking ancestor in Komodo, the Diamond and Pearl clan in Irida and Adaman and stuff like that. with their whole beef going on, as well as helping them take care of the noble Pokemon that's came out of whack since you came into Hisui, which only leads up to one of, I would say, one of the best climaxes in a Pokemon game, period. Or one of the best Pokemon games in all the history of the games, of the fact that, you find out the information about Dialga and Palkia, how Spear Pillar looks like it does in the present. That blew my mind when you had the battle between Palkia and Dialga, and stuff like that. I also did like the fact how, in the tail end of the game, there was really a good sense of dread and hopelessness. And I definitely did like the fact how, in trying to get the red chain in the late game, based on whoever you choose to go with you, whether it's Irida, if you choose Irida, you end up catching Palkia first, and you go up against Origin Form Dialga. But if you go Adamant first, you end up capturing Dialga first and going up against Origin Form Palkia, which I think was nice to implement those guys having origin forms that look similar to Arceus, because Arceus created them. Pretty interesting and insane to think about. Like, Dialga and Palkia have different forms that just have not ever been brought up upon and stuff like that, which is pretty damn dope. And even finding out the history about, old Sinnoh before then was pretty cool. And you're like, oh, Jesus, now this makes sense. This makes sense. This makes sense. And stuff like that. Then the post-game content was just insanity. The fact that, we get just so many Gen 5 references in this game. There is a lot of Gen 5 references in the game, like the Ingo thing, actually traveling through freaking time to be in the heat, in essentially early ancient Sinnoh insanity, and stuff like that. And he lost his memories about his time in Black and White in the Unova region, and stuff like that. The craziness and hecticness of, like I said, the post game, and arguably one of the hardest fights in Pokemon history against Volo. Not only you have to face Volo's team, that essentially is word for word Cynthia's team, because he is essentially the ancestor to Cynthia. Volo also has a crazy plot twist of the fact that he caused everything in the story to happen for Pokemon Legends Arceus, and he's just essentially a crazy lunatic before, and had the same essentially goals and plans that Cyrus had in Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, of essentially remaking the world in his own image and stuff like that, just to go to Arceus and do all that and stuff like that. That his fight was insane. Like I said, to fight Cynthia's team, which is a lot tougher in this game. I have yet to freaking beat Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I played Brilliant Diamond. I'm going to do a Nuzlocke of Shining Pearl, but it goes to show you how much I do not like those games, how much of a remakes I think they are, because they suck in my opinion. I think they half-assed that shit, and truly Pokemon Legends Arceus was the true Generation 4 remake game that they Game Freak focused on, stuff like that. But as I was saying, toughest fight yet, and then only make it tougher the fact that you add Giratina into this fight, and your Pokemon don't get healed or anything. I lost this fight like a few times, and I had to actually actively go train my freaking Pokemon to get stronger, to at least be able to handle them and stuff like that. Fighting that, and then you fight the regular Giratina, only for Giratina to go into its freaking origin form, and you have to fight it again, and then you have the Giratina music in the background from Pokemon Platinum, and craziness. And then Arceus battle at the end after you capture all the Pokemon in the Pokedex was insanity. I died thousands of times to the Arceus because I didn't expect anything from him. And this game was just amazing. I had a lot of fun, and I don't care what anybody says. This is Pokemon Legends Arceus is the best Pokemon game of all time. There, I said it. It eclipses my favorite Pokemon game, which was Pokemon Platinum. This game is officially my favorite Pokemon game of all time, and it is the best Pokemon game of all time. And this is what I wanted from Game Freak as a Pokemon fan. Game Freak actually giving two shits about Pokemon and actually putting time, development, and effort into a Pokemon game to make it good. It's been such a long time since we got a really good Pokemon game. I thought Sword and Shield were all right Pokemon's games, but nothing special. Ultra Sun and Moon. I thought they kind of watered it down from the original Sun and Moon. I actually thought Sun and Moon was actually pretty good. Um, did I still have it over Pokemon Platinum? No. But I thought it was good. X and Y, I thought they were all right, but it's kind of I feel kind of the same way about X and Y like I do Sword and Shield. The Pokemon Black and White games were some of the best in the franchise. It's just people didn't like it because they were so different from the previous 4 generations. Black and White and Black and White 2 were some of the best Pokemon games the franchise has ever seen. Obviously, Pokemon Platinum, and Heart Gold and Soul Silver, were again top tier Pokemon games, at the time. And even still, some people say they're the best Pokemon games of all time, even with Pokemon Legends Arceus. But all through all the Pokemon game history, this I believe is the best Pokemon game of all time. I had a blast, and it was a breath of fresh air, something different from the typical Pokemon mold, where you're just like, this is really damn good, and I enjoyed it. I have not seen one person other than I guess that one Varus Fly guy who just does things for clickbait, essentially say, this game is great or not great or anything and stuff like that. But this game is great. It's a great Pokemon game, and this is the formula Game Freak needs to follow. When they put time and effort into a Pokemon game, Pokemon games are hits. It goes to show you they take their damn time and they put all their resources into this. Game Freak's good enough to make a good Pokemon game, if not a great Pokemon game. Pokemon Legends Arceus is a great Pokemon game, and it goes to show you that Game Freak, if they're not lazy with the jobs they do with making Pokemon games every single year, they can please the fans and make good things happen. For once, we actually see the words die in a Pokemon game. The D word. For a kid's game that we never would have expected to see, the word DIE. Like, this is like the first time I felt like Game Freak actually catered to fans of the series who are like in their 20s and their 30s still playing the game franchise. And like I said, that's the one thing I had. Listen, I'm all cool for kids wanting to play Pokemon, but you also need to cater to the people who've been playing Pokemon for decades before some of these little kiddies even knew what Pokemon was. That's why I say have increased difficulty mode in your main series games, where you have increased difficulty for hardcore players of the series to have a tougher challenge, like they did in Black and White when there was an easy mode and a hard mode. I want that back added to the main series Pokemon games, because it not only insensitizes players, there's different modes. For kids, you can have an easy mode. For essentially regular Pokemon players who just want to go through the story, here's a normal mode. But for Pokemon players that want the toughest challenge yet and you've been hardcore, here's a hard mode. Just imagine, Nuzlocke are a big thing in the Pokemon community for Pokemon YouTubers that play the games. Just imagine having Gen 9 have different modes and there's a hard mode and you do a hard mode Nuzlocke. Like, can we have that back again? That's the next thing in a Pokemon game I want, alongside of voice acting. I think if voice acting, was in this game would be flawless, perfect, 10 out of 10. That's the only thing that I would say takes it away from a 10 out of 10 is the voice acting. That's the next thing. They need to add voice acting to these Pokemon games because it's only going to enhance the games a lot better. And you're definitely gonna have people fall in love with characters 10 times more. And then 2, they need to have a difficulty mode. And like I said, in Black and White 2, they had difficulty modes. They had easy mode, they had normal mode, and they had hard mode. And guess what? Each mode was different for each, theme. Guess what? Yes. Will that have to have Game Freak working extra on it? Yes. But the fact that, guess what? You have these different modes, it would entice the players to have more of this game, have a lot more replayability. And I would definitely love if they have it. That's the next thing I want Gen 9, obviously to do. Next, have different modes. That's what I'm calling for. Have different difficulty modes. A lot of people in the Pokemon community have been asking to have that. Have just different levels of modes. easy, hard, easy, normal, and hard. You not only cater to the hardcore franchise that want to challenge in their Pokemon games, but you also cater to young fans who are now getting introduced to Pokemon. You advertise this and you make both fan bases, both player bases happy. And I hope in Gen 9 they do that. They have different difficulty modes and they have voice acting because I think it's about time. It's 2022 and these games have yet to have voice acting, and they're on the Nintendo Switch now. They can have voice acting and stuff like that. Because at some point I get tired of silently reading. I would rather hear voice acting say these lines. But other than that, that's kind of my thoughts on Pokemon Legends Arceus. If you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on Pokemon Legends Arceus. Did you love it? Did you hate it? As well as hit the subscribe button if you want to get more Pokemon Legends Arceus. Well, no, I'm not gonna do that. Get my thoughts if you want to get more Pokemon thoughts on stuff. Also put in the comment section if you want me to review the other games or the games I have, and stuff like that. But I probably won't. This is probably just a once in a lifetime thing. So yeah, but other than that, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day or night or when it's on this video. Until then, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.